IkiCon, their teal and purple booths stand out. If you guys know Tasty Peach Studios, they always make use of pink structures. This is a picture I took at IkiCon through a crowd, and even though I took this picture through a crowd, you can still make out their booth. This was their booth at IkiCon, this was their booth at the Milwaukee Convention Center. As you can see, once you master one setup, you could make that setup work for all situations. Even have things on display like this, larger items, they walk up, hey, what are you selling? Prints, are you selling wall scrolls? See, at this point, you don't know what they're selling. They're marketing their art. So when they come and say, hey, here's your t-shirts, I want to buy that. So last fun, like I said, maximizing space versus maximizing visibility. You can do a lot of great things with that. If you're renting at NewCon for the first time, for example, this is my first time at Midwest First Fest. People in the furry fandom don't know me as well as the Ponycons. I sacrifice space by having a giant sign so people say, hey, this is who I am. My name is Shaka Pony and I sell tarot cards. So people now know who I am. If you're like a vendor like Mary Mouse, her main thing is badges. She's able to compress all her badges because people already know her badges and it saves a lot of space. Some other artists make use of their artwork and art style with their sign, and I think it blends in really well with each other. So for example, having your sign feature your art is really, really great. And you can see a lot of beautiful setups that make use of that structure. This is a beautiful structure. This was my booth and like first edition left behind. Alright, now we come to the fun part, your thing. So if you guys don't know, he's also my tax accountant. So he helped me file taxes last year. He saved me a lot of money last year, trust me. I did not know you could deduct a lot of food and travel expenses, and because of that, yeah, he saved me like a big chunk of money. So tell us a bit about your profession in that case.
So my primary profession is I am a tax accountant. I've been doing it for 12 years. And I've been slowly starting to do taxes for, I think I'm up to 6 or 7 vendors that are in their vendor hall right now. Basically, a lot of people always ask me, well, what can I do to do this, and how do I keep receipts, and how do I do that? And usually my answer is always the same. First one is try to keep as many receipts as you can. The important ones are things like supplies and getting things to make your items, pens, pencils. Things that people don't realize they can take off. If you're going to a con and you're going there to learn at the vendor's hall, like sometimes you can do speculation at a vendor's hall. You're there for the weekend because you're looking at how people sell, you're seeing how they interact. Even though you're not making money, it can be a deduction because this is something you're using to make money. So receipts for stuff that even though didn't make you anything right away, but was used in the pursuit of income can always be used. As far as traveling, people were like, oh, I kept all my gas receipts. And I'm like, that's good, except there's 2 ways you could always take off expenses. That's either gas receipts or a standard mileage rate. And 98% of the time, the mileage rate is what helps you because you get a 53 cents per mile deduction versus your car gets 30 miles to the gallon. Well, I'm not even going to do the math, so unless it's doing 8 miles a gallon, it's not going to come up to that 53 cents that you can see. Keep a good log. Where you went, when you went there, why you went there. There's not much more you really need outside of that, as long as you can describe each event in case the IRS is like, what the heck is this? Like, that was me driving to a con, because it's just a lot easier. Hotel stuff, you definitely want to keep receipts on. Food, this one can go in 2 directions. You can try to keep the receipts, but what I always suggest is doing something called per diem, spelled PPR, space DIEM. It is basically a kind of a blanket number they use depending on state that you can just deduct off your taxes. You don't need any receipts. You'll notice there's also hotel stuff on that per diem page. Don't use it, just use it for the food. Per diem kind of. When they're saying that you paid $150 per day for your hotel and you're in share with 5 people, just get the hotel receipt. But yeah, the per diem, even though like you didn't spend $52 on food for the day, then they don't expect you to take note of the dollar French fries that you bought because you just hung in the vendor hall. And
I actually did learn a lot from you when we were following. I was following my taxes with him earlier this year, and I didn't know about the per diem thing because most of the time I thought I could save money by splitting a hotel cost with someone, and a hotel would be under someone else's name, and I would normally pay them in cash for my part. But now I had no receipt because that was a cash transaction, so it was hard for us to write off a lot of the hotel things. So this year I've been applying for all the hotels under my name, so I at least have the receipt. Even if I split it with people, I at least have that solid number that I could then submit for my files.
Keep note, if you rent share and you're the head of the room and you collect money, keep note how much money you spend you're taking in, because theoretically that counts as income. Just saying, because I know some of you won't do it, but I have to say legally to do that, please. Sometimes the thing with receipts in hotels, a lot of people don't get receipts because they are room sharing. Well, just because you don't have it doesn't mean you're caught completely dead in the water. There are some rules that can be applied as long as you're being reasonable. $250 because you have the suite doesn't sound reasonable. $35 a night because you're not going from Texas to California and sleeping in the street. The IRS, there's a rule called the Cohan rule, which they're like, okay, $35 a night, you had to sleep somewhere, and that is sub-motel $6. And most of the time, most of the time, if you know how to explain yourself, you know what you're doing, they'll let it go. But that usually hits a gray area of tax that you just use the professionals to go that's going to put those numbers. But know that it is there just because you don't have the receipt. Just don't be afraid to talk to them. If you're doing it yourself, be very reasonable. If you're doing it with an accountant, tell them. And they have a lot of tools. It's a book about this thick that we have to go through to learn. It's a pain in the butt. I still don't know it all. And a rigorous 3 tests that I had to get to be an EA, which means enrolled agent, which is like the CPA of taxes. So I get to do a lot more than your regular tax accountant.
And also know, I guess, if you are taking card transactions, which most people have to, you can't just take cash transactions. But if you take card, whether you use PayPal or Square, if you go over a certain amount, they will normally report your stuff to the IRS, which is why that's why I finally filed with him this year, because I crossed that threshold, and I'm like, okay, now the IRS knows I made this much money at these conventions. Now I have to do it accurately and have to explain it properly, and that's where getting an accountant comes into play, because it helps a lot for getting through those numbers and stuff. Because I think they do it. It doesn't matter whether it's a business transaction or not, so they have to go through and take out all the random personal ones as well.
It's not only that, but it's also just because PayPal doesn't report it or Square doesn't report it legally by the IRS, you have to report all income.
That includes cash.
That includes cash, whether legal or not. Yes, we did do a tax return for drug
Not me. That's someone.
That has a story behind it. Yes, that was a fun one to try and figure out. And also, coming down to it, not only do you have to worry about the IRS, you have to worry about this on the state level. Know kind of the state laws. A lot of the conventions will do you a favor and file for you for your state taxes, or you could just go in and say, hey, Wisconsin, I need a temporary license. I'm only going to do 3 days of the year. And they're like, okay, here you go, short form, have a nice day. I'm the idiot that's the tax accountant that's still registered to 17 states, therefore I have to file 14 state tax returns. But that's me, and I like doing this stuff. So, but knowing each individual state, Maryland is great for it. Washington is great for it. I will never get a tax license in Illinois because it's a pain in the butt, so I just go with their tax.
Texas automatically gives you kind of an annual basis one. We file quarterly or annually.
Yeah.
This is a part of the panel where I have. See, I normally dress like Nick Wilde when I do this panel because I can finally do the joke. Yeah, watch out for the IRS because you want to be a con artist, not this con artist. Bam, Nick Wilde. You don't want to be a con artist, you want to be a con artist. It makes more sense. It's a Halloween con. I should have dressed up like Nick. Anyways, so with that, we are happy to take a few questions before we wrap up. So if you guys have any questions, we'll probably take about 2 or 3. If you have any questions, raise your hands. Wow, really no questions.
I actually have
a question. What's your question?
So, Midnight, I noticed that you were using 2 different types of booth layouts. One where you were kind of enclosed, one where you were wide open. Did you feel any difference between the 2, or do you think that it didn't matter whether you looked introverted or extroverted, you still were able to do the same, talking through your booth or talking through extroversion?
I think I've been trying to kind of open the booth a little more. I'm trying to get kind of maybe a slant BronyCon it was a lot easier because the setup, the weird, funky, bright setup was bringing people in, so it was kind of an excuse for people to come to me. Whereas this one, it's a lot busier, it's kind of conglomerated door, so I have to make that extra effort to talk to people. So I'm still finding that balance.
But would you say also that even if you're a very introverted person, even if you're like that, your sales wouldn't get hindered outside of like an extroverted person?
I say that as an introverted person, it's easier for me if I don't have an excuse to hide. So with with a tiny window, and I've got, I'll get in my own head and I need to work on something and crouch down and disappear behind the booth and people walk by because it's nice to look at, but it's easy to just cross on by. So this new setup is harder for me to hide.
I think my setup is actually the opposite too, because I actually don't have the window anymore. I have a more open area, which I had to make use because, like the other, maximizing space for maximizing availability. Now my flags are slowly becoming a bestseller. I have to maximize the space for that. The only way to display the flags is to have them behind me. So if you guys saw my BronyCon setup, I made it a natural inclined walkway, so people will naturally be funneled to want to walk through my little hall of flags. And this one, I didn't want to do that, but I had a corner where it would kind of attract where the flags are, and I had to push my main booth to the side, but now I have an open space to kind of interact with people. It's harder when to eat lunch when everyone is watching.
Oh no, just have no shame. It's like, how can I help you? Y'all are sucking.
It's flying out of your mouth.
Did you watch some? I'm sorry.
So any questions before we go? Yes.
I go to a lot of conventions and stuff where I run into problems where I pay for the booth, get set up, and then I don't get any information about what door am I supposed to use? When's setup time? When do I go? Or because the last one I had, we showed up, supposed to use gate 6, set us to gate 6. The guy's like, oh no, you need to use gate 3. It's gonna take 20 minutes to get there because it's a huge fair. So we went around to there, and then that was the wrong gate. Finally, some lady comes up, she's like, oh, what kind of badge they give you? This one and this one. I'm like, oh yeah, that one? You're supposed to use gate 2 or whatever it was. I'm like, so we ended up losing an hour's worth of time.
Email them a lot.
Yes.
Listen them till they answer.
Or like, for
get them on
example,
social media. Sometimes you'd have to go above them.
or if you're in the Discord, for example, our friend Screwloose, who's outside, I guess he's getting set up for the other vendor call.
Hi,
That's what it was.
Anyways, he's on Discord, so he's able to message. He runs the vendor hall for this con and BronyCon, so he's able to give us updates and information, saying, hey, the vendor hall is open right now, or wait, we don't have it for this moment. Please wait another 30 minutes. All right, so thank you very much. I will allow my co-panelists to plug their table and any last words, and then we'll wrap up.
I can buy my stuff. Drawings.
If you didn't have time to ask any questions, I did bring cards. Unlike everyone else here. If you want to contact any one of us, you could actually get me through here, and I'll funnel it to whoever. But know that I have cards, and thank you for coming.
Yep. Thank you guys very much.
Wait. This is an 18 panel, right?
Yeah.
No. This is a commenting panel.
I could make it an 18 panel.
That's the head of the vendor hall here. So everyone give a round of applause as well. All right, thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of Ponyville Ciderfest.
So, hello there, Blake and Salketeers. It's Kyle here along with
Matt.
And we're wrapping up Saturday, or oddly enough on Sunday, because we were both too tired to actually do this last night. Not to mention the fact the recorder kept crapping out on us because of a crappy cord.
Yep.
Alright, so, you may have noticed there was an extra panel in there. It's called Your Mind and Pony's Effects Upon It. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that when we did the break there. I hope you enjoyed that. Looking at it tomorrow. Well, first off, what did you think of the concert there?
Overall, I really enjoyed it. I ended up recording the vast majority of it. It ended up starting just a little earlier than I anticipated. So, the very first song by Surreal the Wolf was cut off a little bit, but I got the rest of the concert for Surreal. Also had P1K, which is Pony 1 Kenobi, Forest Rain, Steel Cord, I believe, was the one who also had a bit with a Green Day parody for Holiday.